Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of my cooking channel. In this video, we are going to be making some pumpkin cookies. And what we will need, some pumpkin, and you can use either canned or fresh. And some flour, 2 eggs, and 12 tablespoons of softened butter, some brown sugar, some baking soda, some baking powder, some baking vanilla, and some pumpkin spice. And the first step that we will need to do is we will need to beat together the 12 tablespoons of softened butter and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. There's about 3/4 cup right there. Then we are going to beat that together. After that is beat together, it should look something like this. Alright, and then we are going to beat it in the vanilla and the 2 eggs into the dry mixture. And with the eggs, I recommend cracking it like this. Open like that. And then we'll need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And it should look like that. And then we are going to beat that on. And once that is beaten, it should look something like that. We will need to add a 1/2 cup of pumpkin to that mixture. And in that 1/2 cup should look something like this. And then once the pumpkin is beaten there, it should look something like this. In a separate bowl, we will need to mix together the flour, the pumpkin spice, the baking soda, and the baking powder. And we will need 1 3/4 cup of flour, and what I like to do is pour some into the measuring cup. And then level it out, and then adjust it to the measurement that you need to be at. And there's about 1 3/4 cup right there. And then we will need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. There's about a 1/2 teaspoon. And there is also a 1/2 teaspoon. And then we will need 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. And if a little bit spills into the bowl, that's okay. And there is about 1 tablespoon. And then we will need to mix that together. And then once that is mixed together, it should look something like this. Alright, and then we will need to pour the flour mixture in with the pumpkin mixture. And then we will need to get that mixed up. And if you want to make this go a little bit quicker, you can always beat it with the electrical beaters. And once the batter is mixed together, it should look something like this. We will need to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we will need a cookie rack to put the cookies on, and some cookie sheets, and a cookie scooper. And you can really use any size of cookie scooper that you want to make the cookies any size you want. Then we're going to scoop the cookie dough into the thingamajig to where it looks like this. Then we're going to place onto the cookie sheet. And with the cookies, you want to leave a little bit of space in between each cookie and in between the cookie and the side of the cookie sheet. And it should look like that. And then we're going to bake it for about 10 to 12 minutes or until they are slightly golden. Once the cookies are all done, it should look something like this.